Hey guys, I'm Dustin Bellinger, and I guess that makes me the B-side here to D&D Card Talk. I hope somebody out there is actually old enough to still remember what a B-side is and gets that joke I just told. But otherwise, yeah, I guess I'm just old and dated. Anyway, we're talking today on the advantages of either purchasing singles or cracking packs. Now, for the past 10 years or more, I've been basically exclusive with just buying singles for my collecting. Uh, Crack very few packs at all anymore. It's just not what I decided to do, and the main reason I've chosen to go that route is it was just the most efficient and economical way for me to build up my PC and to kind of keep focused on that and to grow it in the most efficient ways possible. Now, I still have, a PC that's got lots and lots of different facets to it, but for the most part, the cards I'm acquiring are the cards that I was wanting to hold and to keep. Now, if you're going out and you're buying, say, a hobby box of the new product, your Topps Chrome, whatever, and everybody's looking to get, the autos and the memorabilia cards, and there's however many hits are in that hobby box. Is it 4 or 5? I can't tell you for sure, but however many it is, it's in every other box. It's just watching you guys break it. I know every other box I'm gonna see one of you guys pulling an Aaron Nola or a Musgrove as one of your hits, and for the most part, nearly every one of you're just kind of tossing that card to the side, and it's just a waste of a hit for you. And so you've got either a couple of experiences there. You've hit that card and it's a disappointment. It's not what you wanted at all, and that's a good portion of your investment in this hobby box is tied up into what you receive on those 4 or 5 cards that are your hits. And and if for some reason, let's say you are a guy that's into Aaron Nola and he's the guy that you're PCing and you want to acquire lots of his cards. Well, for what you're spending on that hobby box, you can probably get on eBay or COMC, and you can get just about a stack of Aaron Nola cards, autos, and relics from every product that he was in these past 2 years, which is a lot, by the way, and you could start building a large PC of him for just the price of the one hobby box. And so, I mean, that's certainly something that you need to consider is in what you're acquiring, is that you're going to get the return of the cards you want for the money that you're putting out. And now, I'll let the other half here, the A side of D&D Card Talk, Dustin Abraham, he can give you some of the benefits for cracking packs, though.
Hey guys, it's Dustin A here, and my friend Mr. B-Side made a lot of good points about buying singles. As a matter of fact, buy singles too. But if you're only buying singles exclusively, you're missing out on a lot of fun. When I was a bartender, people would come up, sit on the stool for hours, and spend hundreds of dollars playing pull tabs. And for those of you young whippersnappers that don't know what a pull tab is, it's like a lottery ticket. It's a little card, it's got 3 tabs on it, you pull them, you see if you won. People spent all day doing that, spent hundreds of dollars, a lot of times didn't win anything in return. They called that cardboard cocaine. And that's what I would call cracking packs, cardboard cocaine. You're ripping them open. You're looking at them cards. It's an addiction. It's fun, and you don't know what you're going to get. With buying singles, you're missing out on the element of surprise. Sure, you might not get anything good, but you might get something really good, like an Aaron Judge autograph that you couldn't afford to buy if you went on eBay and tried to buy it. Besides, I mean, yeah, you can buy the card that you want, but you might find a card that you didn't know you want. For instance, a Gene Hackman autograph card that we just pulled. I'm never going to sell that. I think that card is great, but I would have never went out and bought it either, you know? So that's something that you're missing out on, is that element of fun, that element of addiction. Not to say that buying cards on eBay or auction house isn't addicting, it is, but you're missing out on that. You're also missing out on these commons, doubles, semi-stars, the whole nine. And a lot of people are saying, well, I don't want this. I don't want this. This is a brick of junk. But I love this. I love the fact that we are building Blake's collection 5 cards at a time instead of 1. And also I can dig through here and say, hey, here's a 1989 Steve Balboni. I bet my friend Yankees Cards doesn't have that. I can send that to him. But, you know, we appreciate base cards too. We're not just out there only for hits. We're not just out there for autograph cards. I mean, we love base cards. We put base cards in our PC. Value's not super important to me. I haven't opened a Beckett in probably 10 years. So, really, you can have this plus a chance at getting the cards you want, plus a chance at finding something new that you didn't know you want. Or you can just buy your 1 card and file it away. Which would you rather do?
So Dustin Abraham makes some great points there on the merits of cracking packs. You know, there is just something that's kind of special when you're opening that box or pack and you have no idea what it is that you're gonna pull out of there. That's a feeling that it's just, you can't replicate it with anything else. I will say though that there is a lot of satisfaction sometimes in when you've had to save up for a long time, or you've had to hunt to try and find that special card that is exactly what you're wanting to get, and you're finally able to find it and acquire it, and it comes in, and that moment when you're going to open that pack and see it and hold it in your hands for the first time, that can be pretty special too. So there is that. And one other consideration when it comes to buying singles that is something that you should think about that can be a disadvantage is the fact that you're not going to get any cards that you don't necessarily want. Now that may sound kind of funny, and it's like, hey, I thought that was the advantage, but what it comes into play is if you're the type of person that wants to be able to do a lot of trades and trade your cards with your friends or other members here in the community, that becomes something that is really hard to do when you're almost exclusively buying singles, because the cards that you're acquiring, they're the ones that you picked out for your PC, and they're the ones that you specifically bought with the intention that I want that card and I want to hold it and own it. And at that point it becomes a lot more difficult to let that card go than it is for a card that you pulled out of a pack that doesn't fit into your PC. So if you're a Yankees collector, when you're buying singles, almost all the cards you're going to be buying may be things that fit into your Yankees PC. And so if you want to make a trade with a Red Sox collector for a card that he has that you want, it can be really hard to have cards that are going to interest that person. Whereas, you know, if you're acquiring things from opening boxes and cases, you may have some hits and things that will come to you and that you'll acquire and accumulate that may be of more interest to somebody else than they would be to you. So that is another thing to consider there. I'm going to kick it back off to Dustin Abraham for his final thoughts here on this episode of Double D's Card Talk. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And speaking of singles, let's get back to Mr. B-Side's little joke that he made. This is a 45, and the way that songs used to be released as singles, there would be an A-side and a B-side. The A-side, the lead single, and the B-side, just the accompanying single. And that's what he's talking about when he's saying B-side, A-side. So when that doesn't necessarily mean that the A-side is better than the B-side, you know, because I might be Hey Jude, and he might be Revolution. It's who's to say who's better. But back to the topic at hand. You know, there's a lot of benefits to both singles and packs. We've talked about a lot of them. It depends on what you PC. It depends on where you're at in your collecting phase. If you're just starting out, if you're young, you want to build that collection. You want to build those cards that you can trade off for things you want more, like Dustin B said. You know, for example, I'm doing my Senators collection, and I'm never going to be able to get Senators in packs, you know, for the most part. I'm not going to be able to find a pack of unopened 1960 Topps cards, and if I do, I'm not going to be able to afford it. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to collect everything in packs, but there's lots of benefits to packs, just as there's a lot of benefits to singles, and so really you could do both. That's what I do. Blake opens packs. I buy singles for him. I buy singles for his Miguel Sano PC. We have like 60 or 70 Miguel Sanos, which we probably pulled 5 or 10, between 5 and 10 out of a pack. So that's the way it goes. But still, like I said, the addiction, the surprise, the fun of opening a pack, you know, if you're not a kid and you open up a pack of baseball cards, you feel like a kid. So, and that's a pretty sweet feeling. So, you know, just to summarize it all, there's good and bad out of both. There's pros and cons out of both. You're going to spend a lot of money no matter what if you're a baseball card collector, football card collector. So, just to each their own, to everybody do what they want to do. And I want to say thanks a lot to Jerome, aka Yankees Cards, for giving us this idea of doing this card talk thing. And so he's definitely a co-creator, if you will, of this series, and hopefully it's an ongoing series. So if you're not subscribed to Dustin Bellinger already, you better subscribe to him, because we're not going to post all of these episodes on my channel. We're going to rotate between channels. And so if you are interested in this, make sure you're subscribed to both of us. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks for taking the time. Have a good one.